I was rewatching Blade Runner 2049 the other day, and while I listened to Armas,
Okay, it's ready.
I missed you, baby sweet.
I remembered that she's not American. She's Cuban. And 2 years before she moved to Hollywood, she could barely speak English.
I don't know if you know, when I moved to LA 2 years ago, I didn't speak English at all, so...
And then, 2 years later, she was acting beside Ryan Gosling.
1 and 0.
Half as much, but twice as elegant, sweetheart.
This is not just an interesting story. This is really a learning case because it shows how somebody can learn English extremely fast. So that's what we're going to look at in this video. How she was able to master her English in record time. And more importantly, how any student can improve their English equally fast if they focus on the right things. If you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Eric Loverick, and I help people improve their English using storytelling and technology. So let's dive in. All right, if you search on Google, how did Ana de Armas learn her English? This video will probably pop up.
I speak English, but I didn't when I first got to the US. And I learned English the way everyone who comes to this country does, by watching Friends.
That's hard to believe, yeah. But not exactly because that's not true, but because that's not the whole story. That's the version she tells because, well, it's entertaining. But from the learning perspective, what really matters is the other side of this story, the part that she doesn't talk about. And that part is that Friends was just her tool. It was not her goal, and it was not her strategy. And this is the most important thing if you want to improve in English, in any language for that matter. You must define your goal. Only then you can choose the right tools and map out the most effective strategy. And that's what Ana de Armas had. She had a clear goal. She wanted to become a Hollywood actress. And that's very important because if you don't have a clear goal, the method, the course, the tools, none of these matters. Don't just say, I want to learn English. Don't do that to yourself. Pick a clear goal. Because having a clear goal helps you know exactly which skill to focus on. What do you need your English for? Attending meetings, comprehension. Conducting meetings, making presentations, or speaking in public, storytelling. Making tutorial videos on YouTube, fluency. Discussing foreign policy with the President of the United States, comprehension and vocabulary. Accent can be strong, your grammar doesn't have to be perfect, but if you cannot choose the appropriate words to express what's on your mind, the results can be disastrous.
During the war, everybody has problems, even you. But you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know that.
bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
All right, politics aside, it is clear that Mr. Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, didn't choose his words carefully here. When he said nice ocean, what he really meant was a big geographical advantage. By you don't feel, what he really meant was you still don't face the consequences. On the other hand, if you want to be an actress in Hollywood, what can be disastrous is to have a strong accent, because the moment people notice that, they might be completely pulled out of the experience. And that's why the most important skill for her is pronunciation. And that's why picking a goal is so important, because it's directly connected to the skill you need to focus on. Okay, now you might be wondering, but if I focus only on pronunciation, what about my vocabulary? Or if I focus on comprehension, will I still be able to speak? Don't worry, focusing on one skill doesn't mean the others will stop developing. It just means that one of them will lead the process and we are going to get to results faster. Still using Ana de Armas as an example, you see that she still makes grammar mistakes.
That was true. I didn't only spoke Spanish. Speak Spanish, you see, I make mistakes all the time. But
not knowing perfect grammar didn't stop her from becoming a Hollywood actress. Because here's the truth, you don't need to be great at everything. You just need to be great at something. The biggest mistake I see English learners make is they try to fix everything at once. Grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, listening, speaking, all at the same time, and it never works. The best strategy? Focus on one skill at a time. And once you decide what skill to focus on, then you can choose your tool. In Anna's case, friends.
Ross hasn't worked at the museum for a year!
Monica and Chandler are living together!
Which was probably her favorite show at the time, or one of her favorite shows. And favorite in this situation is very important. Because since learning a language requires constant contact, it's easier to show up every day to do something that you like, right? So that's why choosing your favorite series is a very smart move. So she had a goal, then she picked her skill, then she picked her tool. Now it was time for her to pick her strategy. Because just sitting in front of Netflix never made anybody fluent. Is she going to watch one episode a day and do shadowing? Or repeat the same episode all week? Will she focus on every sentence or only in the specific sounds that it's hard for her to pronounce? 30 minutes a day or 1 full hour? Or split into small daily sessions? Alone or with a communication coach? And if so, how often? Okay, whatever the strategy, the most important thing, the key in fact, is to stick with it. And that's the real difference between people who become fluent and people who don't. It's just like, the gym. You go to the gym every day, your muscles grow. You show up for language practice every day, your fluency will grow. It's that simple. As you can see, learning a language is very simple. Not easy, simple. The hard part is showing up every day. And that's why you need a clear goal, the right skill, the proper tool, and a consistent strategy. That's how one of the Armas did it. And the same logic applies to anybody who wants to learn or improve in any language. Now, if you're watching this and you're not even sure what your goal is yet, it's all right. It's cool. That's normal. And that's why having a teacher at this stage is so important. Not so much for teaching you content. Content is everywhere nowadays. It's important to have somebody at this stage to help you define your goal, identify the right skill, choose the proper tools, and build a strategy that actually works for you. If you don't have that kind of support and you're interested in doing this properly, this is exactly what I do. I have a course designed for this process. You'll find all the details in the link in the description. So what do you think? Does that match your own experience learning English? Tell me in the comments which skill you feel you need to work on right now. And if you know somebody who's been studying English for a long time and still feels stuck, send them this video. You probably know somebody that needs to hear this. I know you do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.